Right on, back to Fog Wrestling. We are ranking every 2002 Royal Rumble match here on the channel. First pay-per-view since Vengeance.
Right, I'll be honest, right? I haven't really watched this Royal Rumble pay-per-view that many times back. And I think this is a mediocre pay-per-view, especially for a Royal Rumble at this time. Now, I know you could say every pay-per-view these days is mediocre, I get that, but back in the day, I used to love the Rumble. Not the Rumble pay-per-view, obviously it's one of the top 4, so you get good matches, plus you get the Rumble match, which is my favourite match of the year, but just didn't feel it with this pay-per-view. Didn't feel it at all. Even going in, I felt the card was a bit lackluster, but yeah, just didn't. The Rumble had a couple of good spots, like, but overall,
I think they sacrificed spots in the Rumble instead of a good Rumble.
I think you're talking.
I think, even though Maven eliminating Taker.
Right, well, can we just talk? Can we not leave?
Alright. Right, we kick off with the women's match.
Yeah, just.
Jazz is overrated. I don't like Jazz. There's a few botches as well. And
yeah, it wasn't a good match. Let's be real.
I mean, this guy can hit on Ric Flair all he wants, but
and I will.
He still put on a better match than these two. Trish retains. Oh, it's debatable. Fuck off.
Trish retained. There was a wee bit of friction between Jazz and Jacqueline. Will that lead to anything? Fuck knows. Fuck, who cares?
But it's still better than the wrestling today, brother.
Yeah. So surprised they kind of put Trish over clean, but you know, that's what it is.
Next up, the match this guy didn't like, the street fight between.
I've got to be honest, right? McMahon's the man. He's great. He's a legend, and Flair's fucking the nature boy. But this was not a good match. This is the owner of the company who just cannot work, and Ric Flair, a guy that wanted to kill himself because he was that bad. I mean, Ric Flair was not putting in good fucking performances in 2002. Let's be real.
Alright, he wasn't then. He wasn't then.
I mean, he wasn't. This match, it was just really fucking slow, really boring. McMahon basically dominated the entire match for the get-go, and then Ric Flair had a wee bit of offense at the end and won. Again, I get it. It's Ric Flair. It's McMahon. I'm not expecting a classic, but we've seen McMahon have a lot better matches with other people.
Well, I agree, but
I think McMahon's match with Hogan at WrestleMania is better.
Well, first of all, there's no leg drop off a ladder in this one. Well, I'll admit, right? I think this match wasn't that good, but I just think the whole build up to it and all was great. But I guess you can't factor that in.
No, the build up was good, right? But I mean, if you're basing it on build up and star power of the match, then you could argue it's first. But
I'd say the Rumble was much better built up.
To me, this just doesn't deliver. It didn't deliver. It wasn't horrible. Like, I mean, if we're doing a Meltzer 5 stars, I mean, I'd probably give it 1.5, 2.
Yeah.
It wasn't shite, but I think if they had this match a couple of years later, I think it would have been a lot better.
And that's the bottom line here, guys. Next up, we have got William Regal versus Edge for the Intercontinental Championship. Good match.
I thought it was one of Regal's better matches, yeah. Regal wins with the power of the punch.
The bloody knuckles, JR.
Englishmen know how to throw punches, but yeah, so Regal is the new IC champion, and yeah,
I believe he holds this for a decent while. The third best match we ranked though was the tag team match between Taz and Spike and the Dudleys, and the Dudleys don't put on a bad match.
I don't think the Dudleys have ever had a bad match. See, for two guys that are not the most athletic and a wee bit out of shape, like they know how to wrestle, right? They know how to work. And people would say the Young Bucks are, you know, fucking superior, but the Young Bucks ain't got fucking shit on the Dudleys, right? See, when the Dudleys walk out a fucking Dudley fell and step on a piece of dog shit and they look at it and they scrape it off, that's essentially them scraping Nick and Matt Jackson off their shoes. So there you go.
Taz wins with the Taz mission on Devon.
Taz is weird. Taz, in the last year, I mean, sometimes they've booked him as like a tough guy, serious vet, and other times they've booked him as a guy that gets jobbed out in less than a minute.
Well, I think this is Taz's last run. I'm pretty sure this is one of his last I'm pretty sure his last match is in No Way Out.
But it's one minute you've got him like, you know, taking on fucking standing up to Austin, standing up to Taker, standing up to Big. Who was it? Remember Taker? He went 50-50 with almost.
That was like a 10-minute match.
Aye, and then other times he'll take on.
DTA stands for Taz is getting battered.
He'll take on someone else like that's nowhere near Taker and lose in about 30 seconds.
Damn right.
Bloody weird. But anyway, Taz comes in after Spike's getting battered and he just starts suplexing the Dudleys out their boots. Fucking Germans everywhere, T-bones, belly to bellies, overheads. I mean, you name it, Taz has got it. I think Taz is up there. I mean, see good with technical wrestlers. Like, I mean, people, you think suplexes, people think he Angle and Benoit. I think Taz is.
Yep.
Suplex machine.
Too bad injury shafts at the wee man.
That and the fact he's about 2 feet too small to be a fucking legitimate heavyweight threat or whatever.
Damn right.
But anyway, Taz and Spike retain. I can't believe they've won the belts to begin with. Never mind retained, but.
Oh well, if they want to give Taz one last title run, I'm all for it. Anyway, though, next up we have got Jericho and The Rock.
Well, that's true, but I mean that. Well, just.
All right, yeah, right. Talk about Taz then.
I think I'd prefer to see him get a bit of a solo run, like. But
if Albert can get the IC title, Taz should be the fucking undisputed champion.
Why the fuck can't Taz get IC belt? I mean, this match lasted 5 minutes. I think that's why it was so high up. I think if this goes like 12-15 minutes, then it's no good.
It doesn't need to go, you know what I mean? It's fucking fast paced, good night, bang bang.
Spike gets battered, Taz comes in, does the bullying, and that's it. Good night, game over.
Right, next up though, we've got the undisputed title match. Second best match. I think the build for this match was pish.
The build for this match was pish, but I think it's probably better than all the matches they had previously.
Yep.
It wasn't even that long anyway, it only went 18 minutes, and they had lots of interference and run-ins and cricket referees and
Lance Storm. Why is he in a world title picture?
Fuck knows.
Christian.
Let's be real, him interference the only way he's going to get near it. But yeah, so I mean, good match. Jericho retains. I must be dumb. I actually thought going into this, I actually thought there was a chance Jericho was going to win clean.
Yeah.
So that
I thought that. Nah, to be realistic, I thought there was no way. Like, could he not have won via a roll up where it's like on the line of each?
I just think a heel has to get the odd fucking clean win.
But that's the thing, the roster's so good at this point. Who can he realistically beat? I think as good as a clean win gets for Jericho would be like over Angle or like Van Damme.
Yeah.
He's not beating Taker. He's not beating Hunter Hearst, Bury, your kids. He's not beating Austin. He's sure as fuck not beating Austin. He's not beating Dwight. And there's 3 more people coming in he's not going to beat clean. Anyway though, last but not least, the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
The build would get a Dave Meltzer 9 stars.
The build for the match was great.
Triple H is standing in the Undertaker's yard.
Yeah, obviously Triple H coming back. Austin and
loads of returns. Perfect. Gold Dust. Good Godfather.
I mean, probably going in the 3 favourites going into the match were probably Taker, Triple H, and Austin.
Van Damme, Booker T,
Angle, and all that shit. Yeah, so obviously it's pretty, in terms of, it was a star-studded match. Start off with Goldust, Rich Kishi. Undertaker comes out at number 8.
This match started off really slow.
Yeah, it did. It was a bit weird.
It got good when the Hardys got involved with Taker.
Yeah, so Taker comes out, throws out everyone in the ring. The Hardys come out, Matt first, and then Jeff, and the Hardys will work together, and Lita's getting in, and they're all stomping the Undertaker. Obviously, they've got, you know, a wee bit of history with Dead Man Undertaker, Big Evil Undertaker. Undertaker eliminates them. They get back in. They start attacking Undertaker again. Maven's came out. He's been wiped out by Taker, and while Taker's distracted by the Hardys, Maven dropkicks Taker from behind, eliminates him. Taker's not impressed. Gets back in the ring, beats the shit out of Maven, eliminates Maven, fucking batters him to the back, and then throws his head through a popcorn stand.
Brilliant, iconic, what you want.
Definitely massive moment, and yeah, I mean, that was great. But I think after that, the match kind of just it felt really flat.
I mean, there was a point where you had like Christian, Chuck Palumbo, DDP, and Scotty 2 Hawk. How does Chuck Palumbo eliminate DDP, and how does he go longer than DDP?
DDP got eliminated off screen as well, which was a bit fucking weird. Anyway,
That makes it even worse.
so not a lot happens till Austin comes down. And then Triple H comes down not long after. They have their, obviously those two are fighting. Hurricane comes out. There's a cool wee bit where Hurricane goes for the double choke slam, and Austin and Triple H kind of just look at him, and then they both toss him out. And then it was kind of just after that. I mean, Triple H and Austin were in it for quite a long time, but no one else really came out and it was really a serious threat until Angle. He Mr. Perfect that came out, but he didn't really do much. He just kind of stuck around towards the end.
Mr. Perfect was never winning this match.
I mean, Big Show comes out,
Oh god.
and then Kane comes out and eliminates the Big Show, but then just gets like kind of eliminated straight away. RVD comes out, doesn't really do much. Booker T comes out, eliminates RVD, does the spin around and gets eliminated straight away. We did the final four: Triple H, Austin, Mr. Perfect, and Angle. Austin gets eliminated by
Mr. Perfect
which
and Angle, because they're both in the corner, and Angle goes over and throws him.
Bit weird. Then Austin goes back in with a chair, nails everyone with a chair, and then Mr. Perfect's next to go. Then Angle thinks he eliminates Triple H. Triple H holds on though, and gets back in, and
I just don't get how Mr.
Eliminates
Perfect,
Angle.
right? Mr. Perfect was never anywhere near being the guy. He was never a main offender. He was just a mid
I
card.
don't know how Mr. Perfect goes to last longer on Austin.
So yeah, it's that, and it's the fact that I must say, I mean, how can DDP, right? I don't know where Kurt Hennig is in like 2001 WCW or 2000, right? But I'm willing to assume
DDP is a
DDP.
bigger star.
Yes,
He's higher up the pecking order.
but yet Kurt Hennig fucking.
The guy never won the world title.
I mean, like it's like legit. The only reason he got eliminated here is because he kind of like turned on Angle, and yep, Triple H throws Angle. Well,
Triple H wins, celebrates. He's going to the WrestleMania. Yeah, I just thought the Rumble was a bit underwhelming. So
like the Maven thing's great, but like I was going to say earlier, I think there should have
see,
been
the Maven thing's fucking iconic. I mean, arguably it could be the greatest Rumble moment of all time.
But I feel like there should have been a point where Taker, Triple H, and Austin were staring each other down,
Yeah.
or been involved.
No, I don't even that. Like, I mean, I kind of like what happened with Taker, but I don't know. I mean, the Rumble match itself,
Lackluster.
I'd say it's probably one of the weakest Rumbles of all time.
Once Austin gets eliminated, Triple H is winning.
Yeah. Especially when you consider the champ. I mean, if Jericho's going to be the champ, then it has to be a face that wins. And
I mean, like I said, it was never going to be Mr. Perfect. But anyway,
well, overall, it wasn't a bad show. I mean, it's alright. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10.
it was like your average generic shit.
I wouldn't say it was generic, like. But it was decent, good. But I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was.
Yes.
Big disappointments for me is the Rumble match. I thought the Rumble match would be better, and I thought Flair McMahon would have been better, but it wasn't. So
And that's it, guys.
kind of expected Jazz Trish to be pish, and I think the other matches were
Delivered.
pretty much what they were. I mean, I could make a case the tag team match be my favourite match of the night, like, but I mean, a 5-minute tag match ain't going to be better than a 60-minute Rumble. You know what I mean?
And that's the bottom line here, guys. Anyway, next up will be No Way Out, NW debut, but we'll be ranking that because it's a debut.
Oh, aye. Anyway, till next time.
Peace.